Hey everyone, we're back. Andy's addictions, and this addiction, which I've been posting a lot about, most recently is my G310 GS BMW, which is quite extensively messed with and modified, and because I tinker, and I can't help but tinker with things. Today we're looking at the brake lever on the G310, and a quite common complaint on these bikes is that the lever's too low relative to the pedal height. What a lot of people end up doing is putting a riser that bolts onto this section of the brake pedal and bring that height up. Anyway, I was chasing a better solution, and what I've actually come across is this particular brake pedal, and I think I got this from AliExpress. I've had it a little while because I've naturally been modifying it as well. And it should actually, just by design, it gives us a higher pedal position, and we'll measure before and after when I put this on, just so you can see. But the big change that I've made is I've just got this back from the machine shop, and I got them to fit some ball bearings into the pivot. So the factory BMW pivot has a bolt and then a bushing, and the bushing wears, and you get more and more kind of lateral play as the bushing wears. And it just so happened that when I first bolted this on, just the tolerances were terrible, and it was really sloppy, and I was not at all impressed. So hoping these bearings will just make it all work a bit nicer. So the machine shop just had to turn the pedal out a little bit in order to fit those bearings for me. So what we'll do is let's grab the tape measure, and still loving that high fender. I think it came up awesome. And we'll just get a measurement on, let's say from the ground to the top, let's call it 63, 36, let's call it 30, let's call it 36 centimeters. Yeah. Let's call that 20, let's call it 28.5 for ground clearance. Okay, so the original setup on this original one you can see here is just this bush. So that's just a solid aluminium bush. We'll poke that out. So yeah, there's nothing fancy there, and the pivoting action, let's just slide back in there, is just relying on that essentially. What we're going to have now is a ball bearing. Now the other important thing to do is we've got to do our weight science. Good science. You've got to tear your equipment on the good old kitchen scales here. We'll tear that to 0. We're all about the science and accuracy here. Another addiction. Right, stock pedal coming in at, like, let's call it 450 grams. CNC aluminium aftermarket with the ball bearings installed. Get that settled down, see there. 200 grams, less than half the weight. All right, pedal's on. Let's get that to refocus. There we go. All right, pedal is mounted up. All looking good. All performs well. I'm pretty happy. That lateral play, I think we've done a pretty good job there, so that's worked out well. And I also managed to just dial out a bit of play. All I ended up doing is actually one run of electrical tape around that, just shimmed it up. It's not going to last forever, but anyway, it's got rid of a lot of that play without putting excessive preload on the master cylinder. Bearings working good, play is good. Now importantly, we'll do our measurements. So we were at what, I think 36 before, to the top of the pedal. I'm going to say now to the top of the pins, we're at 37.5, so 15 millimeter gain in pedal height, which is good. I think that's actually more than what I had with the riser that I had. And then we've gone from, I think, did I say 26? No, that can't be right, 28. So we've gone, yeah, so about 15 mil. Let's call another 15 mil of ground clearance improvement. So that's a little bit of a win. Just with the pedal change. So it's lighter, it's higher ground clearance, it's raised the pedal height, it also can flick. So there's a chance that, yes, we mentioned about snapping, but it hopefully will have a lower probability of snapping. And the other thing is that this same pedal has been used extensively by Jerry G over on the G310R forum. Shout out to Jerry. He's been running these, done a bunch of the BDRs over in the States, and hasn't had an issue. Another successful little modification. All right, stay addicted.